Lane Community College Center for Accessible Resources. ASL Interpreter Accommodation Student Agreement. This video lists some of the points from CAR's ASL Interpreter Student Agreement. You can find the entire agreement on CAR's website on our Student Agreements page. This agreement must be filled out each term before you can receive ASL interpreter accommodations. ASL interpreters will interpret directly what is communicated from the instructor. They will voice for the student when requested. They are not responsible for providing tutoring services or otherwise explaining materials. They may be arranged via video remote interpreting services. CAR will make every effort to locate sign language interpreters for qualified students. Students should request interpreter services 30 business days before the start of each term or as soon as possible to allow Center for Accessible Resources, CAR, staff time to locate an appropriate interpreter. Students must notify CAR if they are not going to class or do not need a service provider 48 hours in advance. If a student is not in class, an interpreter will not be sent. The interpreter will leave if the student does not arrive within the first 15 minutes of class. If a student is absent from class and not heard from, the student must meet with their CAR accommodation specialist to determine if services will be reinstated, suspended, or conditional. If there is not an ASL interpreter available for a class, the student will be notified by CAR as soon as possible. Students are responsible for informing their CAR accommodation specialist by contacting the Center for Accessible Resources if there are any issues with an ASL interpreter. Students may also request interpreters for use during non-class functions. LCC complies with all applicable federal and state laws regarding non-discrimination, equal opportunity, affirmative action, and providing reasonable accommodations for persons with disabilities. If you have any questions, or if you need to request this information in an alternate format, please contact the Center for Accessible Resources at 541-463-5150 or email us at accessibleresources@lanecc.edu.